Hello, welcome back again. We're continuing our look at Dirk fighting. And before we go on next week to start really getting into some of the scenario stuff, the other situation we need to look at is one where my opponent is armed and I am not. Now this could be as a preamble to drawing my own knife, if I'm ambushed or some such, but I have to be able to deal with this in a situation where my opponent very much has the advantage. Now, this could be, I've lost my sword or whatever, I've been disarmed in a battle and I'm needing to not die. It could be, as I said, some kind of ambush situation. Now, a lot of this we're already quite comfortable with. So, for example, if there's a stab coming in for the neck, overhand, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we know that this kind of getting in and breaking the stance coming in so I don't die and wrapping the arm is great. But now I can't just start stabbing away because I have nothing to stab. Now I could start hitting him, but the problem is he still has another hand, and if I can stab him and he's not going to get a chance to respond. But if I punch him, well, he's going to back in, and now we're fighting, except for the fact that he's constantly trying to drag a sharp bit of metal across my back. So I need to still do something decisive and quick, but I can't kill him. And this is where we start looking at some of the grappling that kind of comes into it a lot more. When I'm unarmed, I need to be a lot more aggressive about it. So we'll start with that same attack coming in. I'm still going to step in and wrap because in the first instance I don't want to die. From there, I'm likely to take a strike to the throat. Not particularly because I want to hit him in the throat. I want my hand across here, and this keeps him focused on the fact that he's either suffering pain or having to stop me suffering pain. So even if he puts his hand up, that'll work for me because it still gives me the point here so I can step across behind and throw. Obviously I'm not, because again we don't have mats on, and I don't really want to dump it on his head because otherwise I'd have to teach his class tonight. So it is just that idea I want to be able to get in, through, down, whoa! Almost went anyway. It's got to be that decisive. Once he's on the floor, yeah, it's much easier for me just to jump on him. Yeah? and you don't need strategy as much. But equally, I have the problem that if he comes in to stab me here, I'll keep with overhand for the minute, and decides to go low, and I've gone here, again, this is not a situation I want to be in for long. Because here, he's now trying to push up, I'm trying to push down, and it becomes battle of strength. Now, Ian's going to win that, because you're bigger and stronger than I am. So again, I've got to find a way of moving this relatively quickly. So from that point where I've slapped it down, I need to move and take that outside line. So from here I'm controlling that arm or that shoulder. Elbow's better. If I control the arm, I'm likely to eat an elbow in the face. If I can control that from there, and then I'm going to start to circle. And if I just circle fast enough, Ian eventually has to go down to the ground. So again, I'm grounding my opponent with every opportunity I get. Now, if you go underhand, because I know you do like some stabbing, again, attack comes in, I can move out of the way here. This does not give me any kind of control over that weapon. Yeah? So as soon as I've got that, I've got to get that twist. I'm still using that blade against my forearm there, and instantly I'm going to grab that elbow. Because this gives me some level of control and keeps your dangerous hands now out of the way. Yeah? From here I can either wrench until he throws himself or dislocates his elbow, or I can then collapse everything in and then take him down to the floor through controlling his neck. So that just leaves the other one to look at. Coming in high, I've moved off, didn't work, I'm coming in here, I'm still again, that same mechanisms that I've drilled in control the weapon. But again from here, I don't have anything beyond the fact that he hasn't killed me. He's likely to close in, he's going to be trying to wrestle this knife free. If I let this happen again, I end up in that brawling situation. So the minute I have this and I've dragged it offline, I'm again going to grab the elbow to stop him bending and move down. Yeah, from here I'm in a situation where I can start to then move up, control the arm, control the head, all the while keeping the knife controlled with the other hand. So I need to be able to work through things. Now I don't really have the option. The last one was when it was coming down again. If I had the knife, I could kind of move across, but that is a bit dangerous without an implement to actually hook that out of the way, so I'm not going to do that one. So largely, whatever's happening, I'm going to be using that same kind of defense. Equally, if it's coming from the other side, I'm then just going to reverse those. So from here again, I'm grabbing the elbow, I'm controlling and dragging my opponent down. So it's important to be able to deal with these things because it's a situation that might well arise. So what we're going to look at next week is how we kind of combine all of this together to start looking at scenarios where I might be attacked and I'm unarmed and I have to control long enough to get my knife out and into play, and also a few other things, including one of the most bizarre, fun ones we have, where I'm being attacked by somebody in front of me and behind me at the same time. But we'll go through all that with you next week. So until then, enjoy playing with your knives, and we'll catch you later.